John Summerall just brought up how you received the Devin Walker Service Award for really your attitude on the sidelines and especially kind of your encouragement to Kevin Adams, who stepped in and he really had a good game in your absence. What were kind of those words to him as he was kind of preparing to take your place?
I would say basically I just told him that he kind of got to grow up at this moment. You know, we was in a big game, big situation, so I just told him that he had to grow up and be the player that I knew he could be.
And just kind of a little more than that, he brought up how your steps on the sideline were something like 7,000 yards. It's easier said than done getting ejected. You were leading the team in tackles with 9 up until that point. How did you kind of find it within your own toughness to be there for your team despite kind of that emotional ejection?
I would say it was definitely like frustrating being that I couldn't be out there with the guys. But I just feel like it was a role that I had to be good in, being able to encourage them on the sideline and help the coaches correct stuff that they seen on the field.
On that play, it looked like you tried to pull up at the last second and just hit him not intentionally at that point. What was your view on that play, and how were you? Did you expect that they were going to throw you out at that point, or what was it? What was the whole emotion like for that?
I would just say, nah, not really. I didn't expect them to throw me out the game. But I mean, they made a call, got to live with it, and just move on.
Mm-hmm. And did you try to pull up at the last second?
Yeah, definitely.
You get 2 emotional games. Now you're playing an in-state team, but that's coming off a bye that's fresh. How do you make sure with your teammates that guys play with the same energy that you did the last 2 weeks?
I would just say, being Coach Summerall came in with a good message. It was just to win the state first. You know, we did that with Southeastern. We got rid of it, so we 50% now. So I feel like all the guys are pretty much focused on the Ragin Cajuns and meeting that goal.
How much do you feel like you guys can take out of the way the defense played? You were on the sideline encouraging him, but the way the defense played in the second half.
I felt like they played good. I feel like I feel like this is gonna be the game that we should put both halves together and play a whole complete game.
Bailey, you being from Carencro, this will be your first chance to go back to Lafayette and play. Just how excited are you, and just kind of what are you expecting from it?
I'm very excited, being that I could see certain family that wasn't able to see me play in college or high school at the point of my career, being able to come to the game. So I'm very excited about that.
How many people do you think are going to be in attendance for you?
As I say about 20, 25, somewhere around there.
And then being around that program, right, coming up, I mean, what can you say maybe about the Cajuns and kind of what you expect from them?
They're a good physical team. They build their program off toughness. So I don't think that it's going to be a game where we just walk in there and just put our helmet down on the field and we win the game. You know, we definitely going to have to show up and play for all 4 quarters, all 60 minutes.
Ben Woldridge has started at quarterback in part for like 3 years for them. Maybe what's the biggest thing that you have to look out for when facing Ben?
I would just say he can make all the throws on the field. Being that he a veteran quarterback, he could read coverages and go through his reads and stuff like that. So, yeah, he definitely presents a lot of challenges that we haven't faced so far.
Did they recruit you when you came?
Somewhat.
Not really.
Somewhat.
and also, how did this nickname Slim come for you?
It was on the 707 Bootleggers my junior year. Basically, I was just kind of slim at that moment, so it just stuck with me.
You were one of the few players that's still kind of here around from the year where, you know, they go on to the Cotton Bowl. They made that big win in Kansas State, and this year, obviously, going on the road is their first loss since then. Having the first 1-2 start in a few years, being one of those veterans, how do you feel like the mentality of this team has been this week, kind of coming off of those 2 hard losses?
I feel like the mentality is just going 1-0. That's really the mentality that we had in the Cotton Bowl year and last year. So I feel like, being that, like you said, this is the first 1-2 start that we had in a couple years. So I feel like it's just a 1-0 mentality that we have to have so far.